In this lesson, we will focus on proximity measures for ordinal data, mixed type data, and cosine similarity. Ordinal data is a data type where the order of the attribute matters, like small, medium, large, or the number of stars in a recommendation system. To compute the distance between two ordinal variables, we can treat them as an interval scaled variables. So what we are going to do here, we will replace the ordinal variable by its rank. And the rank starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And then we compute the z value for the ordinal variable, which is defined as the rank minus 1 divided by the end of the range rank minus 1. Let's see an example. var equal freshman, sophomore, junior, senior is replaced by the ranks 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we compute the z-score for each value of this attribute. So for freshman, it's 1 minus 1 over 3, which is going to give us 0. For sophomore, 1/3, 2/3, and 1. To compute the distance, we're going to take the absolute value of the difference. So the distance between a freshman and senior, 1 minus 0 is 1. The distance between junior and senior is 2/3 minus 1/3, which is 1/3. For data sets with mixed data types, we are going to use a weighted average because each data type is going to be treated using its own measures. Cosine similarity has been very popular in the information retrieval communities, and documents can be presented as vectors. So each entry corresponds to the frequency of a term in a document. So the word team occurred 5 times in document 1, 3 times in document 2, and 0 in documents 3 and 4. Cosine similarity measures the angle between two vectors. So it focuses on the direction rather than the magnitude. In other words, this is very useful because when comparing the text documents, we want to be able to compare them regardless of their lengths. The cosine similarity is defined as the inner product of two vectors divided by the cross product of the norm, which means we normalize them to a unit vector and then compute the cosine of the angle between those two unit vectors. This is a worked out example. D1 is a vector which can be very, very long and contains many zeros. D2 is another vector. And remember that the values represent how many times words occurred. The inner product or the dot product is a pointwise multiplication. The norm of D1 is the distance of this vector from the origin of 0. Overall, the cosine similarity is a similarity measure, not a distance. So it's going to tell us how two documents are alike. And in this example, the cosine similarity between D1 and D2 is 0.94, which means these two documents are very similar. The value of this measure lies between -1 and 1, with -1 the most dissimilar and 1 is the most similar. In summary, we covered proximity measures for ordinal data, mixed type data, and cosine similarity.